Okay, hello everybody. Welcome back to Attitudes with Andy. Welcome to a mini episode, a short, sweet little kiss of information or just a life update, really. Thank you so much for being here. As always, I really appreciate you listening and investing time and energy to learn how to be your best self. And usually that's through the amazing guests that we have on. But today, it's a solo episode, as you guys know. That's how the mini episodes roll. We are filming the mini episodes, so if you're watching on YouTube, hello, feel free to subscribe or follow along on whatever platform you are listening on. So today I would love to do a little life update. I always get so nervous doing these life updates and kind of opening up more about my own personal life. Lol, I make it seem like a celebrity. But you know what I mean? Like usually we're talking about other people, we're learning concepts, and I don't usually speak about my own personal life. But for some reason, those episodes where I do speak about my personal life, you guys love it the most. So you guys are getting what you want. Okay, so I think about 2 months ago now, probably longer, 3 months ago, I did a life update. And if you listen back then, I was burnt out. I was exhausted. I was people pleasing. I was tired. The enthusiasm was down. It wasn't a fun time. Not to be dramatic, but it wasn't a vibe. Also, guys, if this is your first time listening to Attitudes with Andy, please feel free to go listen to a different episode. This is just for like the OG fans who like know what's up, you know. Unless you want to hear a live update, that's fine. But okay, so it is currently the beginning of April. What the heck? This year has flown by. Absolutely flown by. And I can safely say that since my last life update, things have been amazing. Like I have just been loving life, and something I have recently just discovered, okay? And you're gonna like, I don't know, this is probably really obvious, but what I have discovered is that I actually thoroughly enjoy working hard. Like I really enjoy it. I used to think like, oh my gosh, I can't sit down at a desk for 8 hours a day and do work. Turns out I can, especially when it's something I'm interested in. Like the other day, I spent the whole day just sitting down, editing podcasts, reaching out to guests, doing all the reels, all of that. And it was so satisfying. So I have been finding deep satisfaction in hard work, and then also satisfaction in like my other job, which is like my main role would be being a PA. I also do team building stuff, but my main time and energy is spent being a personal assistant. And like I'm finding deep satisfaction in doing that and doing it really well, and knowing my boss and how he thinks and thinking of things before he does it, and just being really organized. Like I'm just thoroughly enjoying it. And I think what flipped the switch is I actually watched a YouTube video about how to find satisfaction in everyday things, because we always see these people on Instagram doing crazy things like going and traveling or jumping out of hot air balloons. That was really specific. Or, driving Ferraris, owning $1 million businesses. And whilst that's great, and I love that for them, I feel like we also need to normalize finding satisfaction in the day-to-day things, especially if you are aspiring to be a self-made millionaire or to own a really successful business. You're not going to get there instantly. And so I think the journey is so much more enjoyable when you find satisfaction in the day-to-day, and just satisfaction with just like ticking a hard thing off your to-do list. So yeah, that's definitely something I've really been realizing. And then just like sending it in all areas. Like I've really been getting back into the gym and getting back into my running and getting back into just like eating better, or just being a little bit more organized with my meals so that I'm not just eating tuna and rice. Although I will say tuna and rice is probably one of my favorite meals still today. It's so good. It really hits the spot. So yeah, I've just been thriving. And what I've found is that when I'm stuck in mini ruts, it's actually because I'm not doing the things I know I should be doing. Whereas when I'm like working out hard, eating healthy, doing a really good job in Attitudes with Andy, and then also doing a really good job in my own job and making an effort with socializing, I lost my trail of thought. Hang on. But basically, when I'm in a rut, it's when I'm not doing those things. And it's when I think I get into a mini rut is when I'll like just let small things start to slip. And then suddenly you wake up and you're not doing all the healthy habits that you used to be doing. And you're just like, we're back here. Another thing I've been realizing, okay, this has turned into from a life update to my life of realizing things. I think that's like a Kylie Jenner thing. Anyway, another thing I have realized is that life really is an infinite game. Like there's finite games and there's infinite games. And Simon Sinek speaks way better on this, so look it up. But basically the idea is that like for a finite game, let's say soccer, there's a known goal, there's known players, there's a known target, that's the same thing as a goal, and it has like an end date, right? You know, we want to kick as many goals as possible. We know our teammates, we know the other teammates, no one's entering the game, etc. Okay, then there's infinite games. So that's a finite game. Then there's infinite games where there's unknown players and there's unknown goals, and the game can go on for however long you want to keep playing, and people can come and go from the game. And that is life, right? And what I'm realizing is that pretty much every single area of my life is an infinite thing. So let's take health, for example. Health is not something you arrive at. You don't just suddenly eat all your veggies, eat good protein, work out, and then suddenly you're like, I have reached the epitome of health. I may stop now. No, you've got to maintain that and keep doing those things every single week for the rest of your life, which like might sound intimidating, but it's more like prefacing how important it is to have these habits and to know that you're going to be doing these for the rest of your life so you can continue being a healthy person, okay? Another example is like relationships. You don't just suddenly arrive and be like, I have the best relationships ever, therefore I am done having hard conversations, I'm done putting in effort, etc. It's like, no. You might have healthy relationships, but you're going to need to maintain those relationships for the rest of your life. With business, you don't suddenly arrive at success. You might hit your goals and be like, yeah, I'm successful. But to keep on going and to keep playing, you have to keep building and growing and learning. So that's kind of liberating to me. I'm like, cool. I'm always going to be maintaining, and it's just never ending, which is exciting. Because like I had this moment a few weeks ago where I was like, oh my God, my to-do list is just literally never ending. Now I'm like, yeah, of course it's never ending. It's an infinite game. You're not going to just arrive and be like, well, I've ticked everything off my to-do list for life, so I'm just going to sit here. Wild. So that's been fun. What else have I been realizing? Gosh, I say that I find these mini episodes hard, and now I'm just like babbling on like there's no tomorrow. People pleasing. I've spoken about people pleasing on the podcast, but I didn't realize to the extent that I had it. And let me tell you, it's liberating. It really is. Once you figure out how to stop people pleasing and why you have certain tendencies. So another form of people pleasing is thinking that you have to be a certain type of person to receive love. Actually, is that people pleasing? I don't know. That's what I think anyway. Take what you will. But whichever one it is, like I used to think, and I know I've said this like a broken record, but I'm going to say it again. Like I used to think that I had to be the happy, energetic Andy to receive love. I thought that I needed to be like that in social settings, in business, in this podcast, whatever it is, okay? And whilst, yeah, happy, positive Andy will come out when she wants to come out and when she's vibing, but I am everything. We are everything. We are all emotions, okay? And so you're gonna see all different types of Andys, and that is fine. And so now when I go to social things, I no longer feel like I need to be the energetic person, especially if I'm not feeling that way. And what I find is that people still 110% still love you when you show the different sides of you. So that has been chef's kiss. Beautiful. Okay, so those are my things that I've been realizing. But life updates would be I'm still really loving my PA role. I never thought that I would love roles so much. As I've always said, I'm a bad employee, but for some reason, this partnership works really well with me and my boss. So that's really, really good. And what else? I now have my own desk at a co-working place, which is really exciting. I have 24-hour access to that, and it's near-ish my house, which is good because I still have to drive there. It's not like close enough I can just be like, I'll just go home for a nap. It's like, no, we're going to stay. And so that's been so good because cafes in Australia shut at like 2 p.m. and I want to keep editing, or I want to keep working past that hour, and then I'm in this awkward limbo. Anyway, don't have to worry about that. I now have a co-working desk, and it's so good because quite often my boss will go away for like a week or two and I won't be in the office, and I don't like working from home. As I said, coffee shops shut early. So this is like perfect. And now I finally feel like I have permission and it's okay to like edit on the weekend. I don't know why, but I always felt guilty. Weird. I don't know why, but I felt guilty for editing the podcast on the weekend, even though that's pretty much the only thing I want to be doing. When people are like, oh, what are you up to this weekend? I'm like, editing. Yeah. I might be socializing as well, but I'm editing. Okay. And now that I can just go into the office and have my own space to do my thing, I feel great. So that's been huge. Huge. Yeah, started a new gym. Really love that. Been really loving group training. I used to hate group training because when I went to uni, I would be at college and I'd be around all these people who, like, I'm just around them all the time. So then when I went to the gym, it would be my only Andy time. Whereas now I spend a lot of time alone because of my job and because of doing this podcast, like editing and stuff. I spend a lot of time alone. And so group training has actually been beautiful. Chef's kiss. But yeah, as I said, getting back into my running. Friendships have been changing a little bit, growing, changing, ebbing and flowing. So I've been curious about that, been holding space. Yeah. It's been a wild time. I feel like I literally feel like I'm a different person from the beginning of the year. How wild is that? I did an 8-week coaching, if you listen to the episode with Riley May. And that was profound. That was really, really, really good. So yeah, that's a little snippet of everything that's been going on, but I've just been loving it. I've been loving the journey. I've been loving sending it and working hard. I've been loving all the lessons. I've been loving my problems. Like my problems have been such blessings. Do you know what I mean? Like we all have problems. You're never not going to have problems, but very lucky that my problems are like first world problems and fun problems where we get to level up and grow. I also have cleared out like pretty much my whole wardrobe because I don't like it. So that's going to be a fun project to work on rebuilding something that I actually enjoy. Because if you guys didn't know, I actually really, really, really struggled to spend money, and I especially struggled to spend money on myself and my clothes. I'm such like a practical thinker. I'm like, oh, let's invest that money or let's put that money towards the podcast. But like having a wardrobe that you feel like a queen in, I think is important. So that is what I will be building up this year. You guys can hold me accountable. Okay, that's everything with my life update. I'm done with that. You'll get another live update in like 3 months. Oh my God. Also in 6 weeks, I'm going to see my granny in England and everyone else. But like my granny is the main event. I might be going for my cousin's wedding, but my granny is the main event and always will be. So I'm freaking stoked for that. I've got some cool podcasts over there. We're going to hear some British accents. No, they're probably going to be posh. So that's me. Thank you guys for listening once again. I truly appreciate it. If you guys want to do me a massive favor that makes a big difference, please, please, please press follow or subscribe on whatever listening platform you're on. It truly helps. And the bigger we grow, the more guests that we can get on. And guys, the lineup that is coming is just next level. And they're guests that I would never have been able to get on at the beginning of my journey. But we are growing. building and getting better. So thank you guys so much. Feel free to share this around if you got something from it, and let me know what you think about the personal ones. I always feel so vulnerable sharing life updates, so please let me know what you think. Anyway, thank you guys, and I'll see you guys next week for another episode. Mondays, we always have our guests who teach us something amazing, and Wednesdays are the mini episodes where we get to chit chat and learn together. Okay, bye.